Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our first board meeting of the new year, 2026. Opening items, call to order.
Good evening. Board of Trustees present are Trustee Contreras, Trustee Arellano, Trustee Castillo, Trustee Calderon, and Trustee Aviña. You have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ms. Tavares, will you lead us? Thank you. Okay, item B, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to an item on the agenda or any other item of district business that is not on the agenda. We have Alexis Rangel. May come to the podium.
Am I allowed to submit my speech for the my comments for the record? Yes, I can give you. Okay, because I probably won't get it done in 3 minutes. Okay, you're probably wondering why I have so many papers here. One UCP, another UCP, uniform complaint. The purpose of my comments is to request board direction regarding pupil fee compliance, student safety, and equitable funding of athletic programs. Although a uniform complaint was filed and investigated at the district level, no corrective action or prevention plan was ordered despite finding that cheer uniforms are required for participation, amongst other things. Board guidance is necessary to ensure compliance with state law and to prevent reoccurrence. California law is clear. Education Code Section 49010 and 49011 prohibit public schools from requiring students to pay fees or purchase items as a condition of participating in an educational activity, including extracurricular athletics such as cheer. Despite this, cheer families have continued to absorb significant out-of-pocket costs year after year. Parents provided statements stating no free options were ever offered to them. You may review the school site council meeting minutes where it's also mentioned numerous times. That is why parents are vocal, not because they want special treatment, but because the financial burden has been substantial and ongoing. A cheer booster organization was created for this very reason, to help families support the program. However, when the cheer team's competition season is not taken seriously, canceled for a second year in a row, and not consistently supported by coaches, the athletic department, or site administration, it directly undermines the boosters' mission and the program for the kids. These concerns are not new. I brought them to the board's attention over the past 3 years. Some of you have been here. I was also told directly by Principal Moreno that there's nothing the school site council can do. I'm learning as I go along, like who do I go to directly? Unless the board provides direction. That places responsibility here. For that reason, I respectively ask the board to provide guidance on pupil fee compliance for athletic uniforms and to ensure the district implements corrective action plans so that no student's opportunity to participate on their families is dependent on their family's ability to pay. Please review the athletic department budget, perhaps reconsider categorizing varsity cheer from sideline activity to traditional competitive cheer, and to support consistent participation in CIF and cheer competitions. One equitable solution already used within the district would be to follow the elementary model, where uniforms are provided to all students who make the team. This approach ensures equity, consistency, and compliance with the law, and it eliminates the need for any student to request a loaner uniform which has been pointed out to me can be embarrassing or stigmatizing for student athletes. On a separate note, regarding broader athletic program safety concerns and equitable funding across the athletic programs. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Rangel. Next, we have Graciela Batani.
Good afternoon, board members. My name is Graciela Batani, and I am the parent of a kindergarten student at Cesar Chavez Elementary School. I am here tonight because I have been forced into a role of an advocate. This school year has been a nightmare for my family and most importantly for my son. My son is a child with documented disabilities and an IEP that is legally required to support him. Instead of support, he has been met with repeated discipline, removal, and exclusion. Academically, my son has tested proficient. Following his evaluation, he qualified for Resource Specialist Program services for only 6% of his school day. Yet, despite this, a special day class placement was offered repeatedly before his evaluation was even finalized, based solely on behavior. I ask you, what does that say about the decisions being made? What does it say about the training and preparedness of the adult handling his case when an academically capable child is pushed toward a more restrictive setting instead of being appropriately supported? On October 31st, my son experienced his first major behavioral crisis at school. During that incident, bookshelves were pushed and materials were overturned. Rather than staff appropriately addressing the situation, the principal, Ms. Noriega, directed me to clean the classroom myself. I want to be very clear. I was 14 weeks pregnant at the time. That moment alone should concern every one of you. Since then, the responses to my son's disability have been consistently escalated his stress rather than addressed it. He has now been out of school for 4 weeks, 2 weeks on an independent study contract and 2 weeks up for winter break. Just yesterday, I was told by the principal that she was considering suspending my son for 3 days. After discussions, he was suspended for only 1. So I ask you, how much more does my son have to go through this year before someone takes action? These are not isolated incidents. During his time in Priscilla Gastelum's class, my son experienced ongoing bullying that was reported but not meaningfully addressed. Instead, he was repeatedly isolated in both the classroom and the cafeteria. In his second classroom placement, Norma Redondo told my son that he was on the naughty list. I was also told in front of my son by the principal that students are afraid of him. A statement later changed to students are more afraid of him, followed by being told that I twist things. These statements stigmatize a 5-year-old child and destroys trust. On November 20th, my son was placed on a level 3 CPI hold by Susan Wilcox. 4 days later, he required an urgent medical visit to persistent pain. That incident alone should have prompted immediate review and accountability. These events are not discipline, they're failures of support. I also need to say this clearly. I should not be gaslit into believing that I'm a bad mother. Yesterday, I was told by Ms. Noriega that you want us to fix everything. Let me be very clear. My son is not broken, and he does not to be fixed. This system is broken and is failing him consistently. There is still no behavior intervention plan in place. His IEP has not been implemented with fidelity. Staff have not been consistently trained to de-escalate. It should not take 6 adults to de-escalate a 5-year-old child. And yet, solution repeatedly offered is removal, suspension, and placement change. This is not an intervention, this is not compliance, and that is not acceptable. I am asking this board to hold these individuals accountable and to intervene before more harm is done. My son deserves access to education, dignity, and adults who understand that discipline without support only causes damage. How many more suspensions? How many more police home visits? How many more removals? How many more crises before this board steps in? How many more times will I be called a barrier to this situation because I'm not working collaboratively? I'm asking you to take real action so no other family has to stand here and ask these same questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Batani. Any more? Okay, moving to item C, consent agenda. All items appearing will be acted upon one motion without discussion unless any item is pulled for a separate consideration and action. Do I have a motion to approve consent agenda?
I'll move for approval.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, item D. Oh, motion passes, right? Motion passes 5-0. Okay, item D, information items. Superintendent's report?
Thank you, President Avina. Good evening, President Avina, trustees, staff, and members of our community. I'm excited to welcome everyone to our first board meeting of the 2026 school, not school year, but 2026 year, by celebrating some outstanding achievements by our students and staff. I'm proud to share that our Mesa middle school and high school students recently performed exceptionally well in regional competitions throughout Imperial Valley. Our middle school teams had an incredible showing, capturing all 3 top places in this competition. The first place team, Los Patroncitos, earned an impressive total of 281.5 points. The second place team, Goblin Gang, followed closely with 272.5 points, and the third place team, the Power Pugs, earned 258.5 points, taking the top 3 spots. First place, second place, and third place in the Imperial Valley is a remarkable accomplishment and speaks volumes about the talent and dedication of our students and their teachers, advisors. Our high school students also represented Calexico Unified with great pride. The team Los Pollos 3D earned second place with an outstanding score of 314.5 points, and Las Chilindrinas y El Chavo captured third place with 265 points. These competitions introduce students to engineering, design, and computer programming, and I could not be more proud of all of our Mesa students for their hard work and teamwork. I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to Mr. Magallanes and Ms. Mesa for their outstanding support and guidance in making this event such a success for our students and school district. I'm also excited to announce that for the first time in over 10 years, Calexico High School has formed its own, our own mock trial team. Our students have been participating with attorney coach Mariela Barreto, a CHS alumni who has done a wonderful job preparing for them for competition. They will be competing twice a week in a round-robin league against other schools, alternating between the prosecution and defense roles, with the top 2 teams advancing to the final round to determine the Imperial Valley mock trial champion. I would like to thank Mr. Chris Lopez, our teacher at Calexico High School, for his support of our students as they take on this exciting new challenge. Finally, today was the IVROP countywide CTE showcase, where our welding, culinary arts, auto shop, and NJROTC teams proudly represented Calexico Unified School District countywide. Our students and teachers did an outstanding job demonstrating the high-quality programs we offer. I would like to thank Mr. Camarillo, Chef Nunez, Mr. Fisher, Chief Johnson, and Ms. Williams for their dedication and commitment to our CTE programs and for their leadership and dedication in today's event. As we begin this new year, I am grateful for the continued support of our board, staff, families, and community. Together, we will continue to provide meaningful opportunities and celebrate our students and staff and community in their many successes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. ROP Committee?
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year. Yes, for IVROP, as I've shared with you in the previous meetings, Superintendent Edwin announced his retirement. We are now actively recruiting for his replacement. We're recruiting for a qualified executive director. Right now it is open to apply, and the deadline to apply would be February 27, and we're hoping that we end up with someone just as great as Superintendent Edwin. I never worked with Superintendent Edwin in the past until I became a board member of IVROP, and he's an outstanding professional gentleman, and it's going to be difficult to fill his shoes, but we are actively recruiting for that position. I was not able to make the showcase today at Casa de Mañana. I was attending the governor's budget workshop in Orange Grove. I missed it, but I know some of you were there, and we'll share what you saw, all the talent there from our CTE programs, our students. I did miss it, but I am looking forward to the ag team showcasing for our very own students, our elementary students, our junior high students, our high school students on February 4th. Hopefully some of us can be there and not only to support, but to be amazed at everything that the ag team has to showcase on that day. So that's all I have for ROP. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on to board reports. Mr. Contreras?
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
I get to go first this
Yes.
time. Just welcome everybody to 2026, and a lot of work that needs to be done, and hopefully we could get it done this year. Just real quick, I think when we take a look at some of the areas that Ms. Rangel has touched, not only today but in the past, we continue to come back to certain things that I think as a school district we need to be looking at, and that the expenses on uniforms, I think in general for every single one of the sports that we have, it could be a burden on some of the parents. And I know sometimes we want to get uniforms that are a lot better than what we probably could afford. I think at very basic, we need to come back and do an analysis on the uniforms that we can provide. Because some of the uniforms, if you look at football uniforms, if we had the parents buying them, it's going to cost us $200-300. A lot of parents don't have that type of cash. When you get to the cheer uniforms, you're getting to the $1,000 markers, right? But I think we need to take a look and see what's the basics that we could provide in some of those uniforms. And there's nothing worse than going into a competition and you have your kids looking completely different. You're trying to make sure that the numbers match, that they're permissible. And, sometimes we're taping numbers into the uniforms, right? And that's kind of like a little bit embarrassing. As an assistant coach, we do that, but it's something that we need to make sure that, if we have the funds, we need to put it in there and make sure that we take care of that part. And I know that an evaluation on the services that we're now providing that we had taken over from last year from Office of Ed, that's kind of coming up, and it's going to be dealing with some of the other comments that were made here today and seeing how we're doing as a school now that we have taken on those services. And I think that those are some of the stuff that we're going to be working on this year. And that's it. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year's to everyone. Hope everyone had a restful Christmas break and the opportunity to recharge for this upcoming year. I don't think we give Mr. Jimenez enough credit, so I want to thank him today. He made sure to keep us informed on the day-to-day operations during the Christmas break. If it was not text messages, pictures. So thank you, Mr. Jimenez. I know it's not only you, it's your team. So thank you to the team who keeps us informed, because he was very quick to share the information. So I want to thank you for that. On the topic of teams, I just want to wish our varsity teams the best of luck. I know we have a few teams playing tomorrow, so I just want to wish them the best of luck. So that being said, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arellano. Mr. Castillo?
And good evening, everyone. And again, welcome back this new school year, or new year. All right. I think I just want to kind of piggyback. It's been said. There's obviously a lot of activities that happen here in the school district, and we're kept informed. We're informed, shared by administration. But it's been a while since we've met. In December there were a number of activities at the school sites, in the community. Coming back in January, it's picking up again. But I just want to say how thankful I think we are for the work that our school sites are doing, teachers, administrators, parents, to support our children. December was busy with activities, and we weren't able to go to some of them, but certainly not all of them. Recognizing Mr. Jimenez for what you were Grand Marshal, right? So we can't forget you as well. But again, I think the point is there's a lot of good things happening in the district. I think we're thankful for all the good work that we see and hear about and are shared with us. Coming back now to the school year in January, I think it's hard to believe we're in January now, almost, hard in that last home stretch, right? It's going to go by fast, we know, again, with activities. January, of course, was the release of budget proposal, and I know we'll hear more information about that mid-year. Ms. Calderon shared she has some information. I know our team has information. We're hearing more this month, right, as what is proposed. And of course, that'll develop throughout the next couple of months. And I know our district, our cabinet members will keep us informed as we plan and budget for not only this year, but next year as well. Can't go without saying, again, this Monday was Martin Luther King's Day. Again, want to recognize that and, the movement he had for civil rights, service, and community. This past Saturday, we had, I think, over 100 students from the high school participating in a community event, cleaning up, that was organized on that, this behalf. Thank you to the high school for coordinating that and for the service learning that students gain by their participation. And we know students don't like to get up on a Saturday morning and go clean and work, but I was able to attend as well, and some of the feedback we heard from students was it wasn't as bad as they thought. They got to walk around, they got to talk to each other, see friends, but they also participate in this community event, so that was, good to see. I was able to attend the ROP showcase this today during my lunch hour. Zipped over for a quick view, but again, it was good again to see the students participating in the various programs, in the welding, culinary, the Navy cadets, and auto shop and all. And again, be able to chance to talk to Mr. Edwin as he's retiring and thank him for his service there with ROP. I was also able to go attend some of the mock trial on Tuesday. They just started Tuesday evening. So thanking, our administration, Mr. Lopez, for inviting the board, all of us. I know it's difficult, but I was able to go over right after work for a little while. They are participating tonight as well. And again, for the next 2 weeks, so we may have a chance to visit them. But again, Mr. Lopez was able to share the history, the background, and how they prepared for today's, or this year's mock trial event. So very pleased on that. Let me see. I think speaking on mock trial then, I'll also mention, and we've all been informed and news is out about Mr. Armstrong, Calvin Armstrong, a former teacher, educator, coach, mentor to many of us here in Calexico. We've had him as a teacher and coach, but he was also a mock trial coach years and years ago. But we want to recognize and thank him for his service in Calexico in the district and remember all that he did for us, with his passing recently. And I'll just close by sharing Calexico Educational Foundation has their annual scholarship dinner coming up, so check your email boxes. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Castillo. Ms. Calderon.
Yes, so I did have an opportunity to attend the governor's budget workshop today. Very, very preliminary proposal that always happens in January. We still have to wait for his May revise and then eventually the enacted budget in June. And I like to be a bearer of good news, so I'm only going to share with you a couple of items that he included in his proposal that are good for our district. So what they do is they provide all this information regarding his budget in regards to public education, and then we're to come back and see what that means to us locally. And so a couple of things that caught my eye was regarding community schools. As you know, our staff submitted applications for the community schools programs at our school sites. And in this 26-27 budget, he is including 1.0 billion on ongoing funds to expand that model. And the key word there is ongoing. These are ongoing dollars. So we're hoping that that's going to be included in the May revise as well and eventually be enacted into his budget next year. Another one that caught my eye was regarding our food services department. This one is a one-time, but it's okay. We take the one-time dollars as well. $100 million to support upgrades on our kitchen equipment and our infrastructure. So that's really good news. And another one, the last one, because I don't want to bore you. with fiscal stuff, but the LAO, which is the Legislative Analyst Office, they finished their analysis on what it would look like if California moved away from an ADA funding model into a student enrollment funding model. And I don't know if you guys know this, but it's 5 states in the nation that goes by the ADA funding model. There's many different funding models out there. 5 go with the ADA. We're one of them. And so they finished their analysis on what it would look like if California moved away from that. It would mean $6 billion additional dollars that the state would have to contribute in order to switch into a student enrollment model. And they are concerned that the attendance will decrease if we move into an student enrollment funding model. And because, when this child is not at school, his student achievement will also be affected. So that's in general what their analysis provided. And it still would not address the issue of student enrollment that is declining. That wouldn't address that issue. And so what it would mean for Calexico Unified School District if the state was to shift into a student enrollment, well, the higher the ADA is for the school district, the less of a benefit will we see financially, right? So the lower ADA districts would see a much better fiscal benefit. But they did finish their analysis, and we'll see what the future holds for California's funding model, and that's really important to follow. Okay, and that's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Calderon. Okay, now I know how it feels being the last one. All the good stuff was mentioned. Well, welcome once again, everybody, to our first school board meeting. As we start the 2026 school year, well, we're 3 weeks into it, right? It's just time to reflect on all the great things that have happened here in the district. From, we've had some positive academic progress with our students. Our schools continue to remain safe and supportive environments for them. Great developments with our facilities, all the projects going around the district. So a lot to celebrate, and a lot of that goes not just as a result of the hard work that everybody puts in, from our district office personnel, school office, our principals, teachers, instructional assistants, everybody plays an important role. So thank you for that. Also, the new year marks, I guess, a little over of a year being part of the board. Not just me, but I think most of us. And it's been a great opportunity and a learning experience being in the board for a year already. I've learned to gain a deeper appreciation for and respect for the complexity of our school district, and also a deeper appreciation for the work that everybody does. There's a lot going on, and I thought I kind of knew it all when I was on the other side as a principal sitting down for years. Now that I'm this, oh, okay. So interesting, very challenging work, hard work, but very meaningful and very important. So very happy to be here. And as we move forward, this board will continue to put students at the center of every decision that we make, and that's our commitment to our students. Right, board? Yeah. All right, that's all. Thank you. Oh, I continue. Reports. Okay, item E, action items. Yes, consideration and action approval of the following items. Item 1, the 2024-2025 financial report and audit certification presentation.
Thank you, President Avina. At this time, I would like to ask our Assistant Superintendent of Business Services, Mr. Luis de la Torre. We will be providing a brief presentation. We'll also be zooming in our auditor, who will be providing some information on this item. Mr. de la Torre.
Thank you. Good evening, President Avina, trustees, Superintendent Jimenez, colleagues, and community joining us tonight. Our auditors, Wilkinson, Hadley, King, and Company, included in the report on page 4 that, in their opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the district as of June 30th, 2025. Beginning on page 104, it also states that the report issue is unmodified. And that's what we look for in a report, in unmodified reports. Tonight, we are fortunate to have Mr. Kevin Sproul from Wilkinson and Hadley on the line, and he will be presenting some information in regards to the audit as he did in the previous year. But before I turn it over to him, I do want to express my gratitude, our gratitude, to everyone who contributes to developing this report. This report is a compilation of all of the work that's done throughout the year. And so everyone is a part of getting to this point. And by everyone, I mean everyone in the school district, to ensure that all of our transactions are allowable, necessary, and reasonable. I'll say that every site contributes. Calexico Unified School District is blessed to have such hardworking people in our school district. I also want to thank Mr. Kevin Sproul and his team. They provide us guidance and recommendations throughout the year. So we're always looking for continual improvement on our operations on the financial side of the house. Without any further ado, I'll turn it over to Mr. Kevin Sproul. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the audit report as I scroll through it. Can everyone hear me okay? Hopefully. Yell at me if you can't hear me.
Yes, we could hear you.
Okay, perfect. So, as Mr. Luis said, the first letter that states the audit report's opinion is unmodified, which is the opinion that you want to get every year. There are some years when, if things happen, it can change, but this year, all good. Unmodified audit opinion. So as far as the report goes, following the first letter, we have the basic financial statements. And these are made up of a couple different pieces of information. The first main one is the statement of net position. And this is the balance sheet. For those of you who are used to different terminology. Shows the assets, shows the liabilities, and shows the net position. Following that is a statement of activities. And these first two are the government-wide versions of these, where normally as a school district, an LEA in California, you operate under a modified accrual system. So none of the debt where it's like the general obligation bonds, none of the capital assets, those items typically just don't exist on the books during the normal course of the year. And so during the audit, one of the things that happens is what's called conversion entries, where we take these entries and basically merge what happened during the year into government-wide entries that give us a full picture of the district financials. And that's what these first two are, the government-wide financials. And this is the government-wide statement of activities, where it has the expenses and revenues for the entire district as a whole, which includes those capital and debt expenditures. So if those first two are government-wide, then following will be the governmental things. The governmental balance sheet, governmental statement of activities, and all of those similar reports. But one of the things that the report does to assist anyone reading the report to understand is we do have a bridge between each of those. So following the governmental balance sheet and following the governmental statement of activities, we do have a reconciliation page. And that reconciles between the governmental funds and the government-wide statement net position. So if you're ever reading this because you're a glutton for punishment or you want to go to sleep at night, you can take these different schedules that are in this first section that make up the basic financial statements, and that can kind of help you to have a little roadmap between those different schedules in order to end up at those same numbers. So hopefully that helps anyone who is either new to reading the financial report or just wants a little bit more information. So following the basic ones, if a district has any additional funds, like self-insurance funds, like Calexico has, those will be shown in their own balance sheet income statement, and cash flow, depending on the type of fund that they are, which is shown here. Once we're done with the basic financial statements, we move on to the notes to the financial statements. And this whole section really does two main things, which are really important to the audit report. And this whole first part, it lays the groundwork for the fiscal policies and procedures that the district operates under. So it says how they capitalize things. It says what they do with compensated absences. It has all of those different items just kind of generally laid out within this first part of the notes. And so anyone, looking at the district for the first time in terms of reading a report would be able to kind of get a eagle-eye view of the fiscal policies of the district by looking at that first section of the notes to the audit report. And then following these first things, it has this new accounting pronouncement. Some years, this is a very, very quiet section and there's very little to do. And then some years, like this year, there are some changes that have more of an effect on the financial statements. And one of the changes this year that didn't end up having an effect on everyone, but did end up having some effects, are some changes that the state made in fund classification, and then also some change in accounting principles. So I'm going to focus on those two right here, change in accounting principle and change in fund classification, because that's going to kind of change a couple of the ways that you view the report. So if you're used to seeing a report year after year after year, one thing that you're going to see now is if you have a fund that switches between major and non-major, you're going to see new columns show up that we call ghost columns. And I will show you an example of one as we go to another schedule down farther in the audit report so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about, where it's this ghost column where the state wants to see a representation of that fund balance either being changed from non-major fund balance at the beginning of the year into a major fund balance, or from major fund balance at the beginning of the year to non-major fund balance. Nothing changes as far as the actual books go for the district. It's really just about presentation. So that's why I want to talk just a tiny bit about it, so that, it's like, what is this? It's just a presentation thing. And then the change in accounting principle, it didn't actually affect Calexico this year because of how the sick time is being used. But a big change this year was that sick time accrual is now put onto the books as well as vacation accrual. And so there's a calculation that basically a district does that takes the used sick time year over year for the last 3 years and puts that in a relative percentage for the district. And that is a liability that now needs to go onto the district's books in the government-wide financial statements. And that's a new thing starting this year. Before this year, only the vacation accrual had to be recognized on the government-wide financial statements. So in the future, depending on how sick time balances operate within the district, if they start to be used more, that might be something that you actually see on the books going forward, is that compensated absence balance might go up. So I wanted to make you aware of that. Following that first section, which is the notes, are sections that detail out some of those individual lines on the actual financial statement, like the cash line and like the accounts receivable line, like the accounts payable line. And so if you're looking at those basic financial statements and you wanted to know more about what makes up that individual number, you can go to these various notes throughout this second half to see literally what the more breakdown numbers are. Obviously, it's not going to be full detail. That would be, you know, a 500-page audit report. But it does break it down into more detail than is just provided on the base of the financial statements. So I'm going to go past the notes. I'm going to slip slide on through here to the next section, which is the required supplementary information. All of these schedules are required in every district audit report. And so the first one is a budgetary comparison schedule. Each major special revenue fund has to have one of these. So if cafeteria fund was a major fund, it would also have to have one of these, and it has the actual numbers for the fund, and it compares it to an original and a final budget. And then any ones that are the actual number was more, then a tiny little explanation is supposed to be provided, and that's all. The next couple schedules are schedules that were added with the addition of pension accruals from GASB. They're 10-year schedules, and they're basically just a lot of the information that is accumulated each year. And these are calculated for the district using a spreadsheet that Aubrey Mann, one of the other partners of Wilkinson, put together, which is awesome because it can be pretty complicated. All of these numbers are based on the aggregate numbers from CalSTRS and CalPERS, and then we utilize the proportionate share that the district has of each CalSTRS and CalPERS to calculate those different numbers each year and update those schedules. The next is the OPEB schedule, which we update each year based on the OPEB study that the district has, and that's also a 10-year schedule. And then this, like I said, is the notes, which anything was excess, you just kind of put a little blurb in there, more notes. And then this is followed by the combining statements. So this is where you have a combining balance sheet where you have each non-major fund broken down. So once again, this is another place where you can take that one non-major fund column and look at this to show each non-major fund. And then the combining statement of revenues where it shows each of the non-major funds and the actual different non-major fund things. And you can see here, the County School Facilities Fund was added this year as a non-major fund, and it was a major fund before, so that's why it's there. So other supplementary information are schedules that are required by the state through the audit guide that is put out annually and updated. So all of these are schedules that are compliance-based and have things that are shown, such as the average daily attendance, the instructional time, that we test for the district, and the various school sites that are chosen each year that change each year. This is one of the schedules that I like to utilize to look at kind of, it's the financial trends and analysis. So it's kind of the way that you can see those ups and downs within revenues, within expenses, to see kind of which direction things are going. And so I think this is a really helpful schedule to get that just top-down sky view of things. And obviously, you would want to ask additional questions, just like, oh, well, why did revenues go down? That's a question where you would want to, ask further questions with the detail that you could have as to why things went down. And some of those questions are as simple as one-time revenues in one year and not the next. And some of them are if ADA at P2 has decreased, that would cause revenues to go down. Following the supplemental schedules, and the CFA, which is the Schedule of Expenditures of Federal Awards, are the opinion letters. and there's other information. The state asked us to rearrange the audit report a little bit. Normally this used to be at the very beginning of supplementary information, and now it's its own little section of other information. So this is the board member information. So now we have the other independent auditors report. The first one is the gas report over internal controls and compliance for the financial statements. It defines material weakness, it defines significant deficiency, and just over like using the government auditing standards. The next is the federal program report, where this actually is an opinion report over the federal programs. And I'll show you on the the schedule of auditors results, the result, but it was unmodified. And then finally, there's the state compliance opinion letter, which has also a chart which shows what procedures we performed for the district, and if any were no, why we did not perform them. Then we have the schedule of auditors results, the type of reports we issued for each unit, financial, federal, and state. And then if we had findings. So there was a finding, it's a similar finding like we had in the year before, where it has to deal with year-end close and some journal entries we had to make. One of the new GASB pronouncements this year, GASB 100, basically made it so that if we have to do any entries that go above the tolerable misstatement for a district, we're supposed to include it in an audit finding going forward. Whereas before, we kind of had a little bit of leeway. It was like, no, that was somebody else's fault. We don't really need to have that in a finding. GASB has basically said, hey, if you're having to make any corrections to the financial statements above the tolerable misstatement, you have to put it in a finding. So that did happen this year, but the main culprit was just because Luis had been working with us throughout the year to make sure that he had all of the information correct for the solar loan project, and it just, you know, it didn't. He got all the information correct. It's just that some of those things, as far as actually putting it on the books in the right spots, when it comes to some of the debt things, it can be really confusing, similar to like refunding bonds, where sometimes you don't actually see those funds. And so we already talked with Luis, and part of that was during close, just to check in would have been good on my part, and just been like, hey, make sure you book that. But we get so busy, he gets so busy, it happens. There's no fiscal impact for this finding. It's just like hey, we had to make audit adjustments type of thing. And so because there is a finding, we do have pages where there's a corrective action plan, and so he did sign that. And then, like I said, we had a similar thing last year, just because we had to make some changes last year. And so, yeah, that is the audit report. So I will stop sharing and open it up to questions.
Let me ask then, just clarifying at the very end, the findings from last year regarding the ASB and accounting, was that it last year?
Yeah. Okay. So it's different. It wasn't the same journal entries that we had to make
for this year, and that's been corrected.
Yeah.
Okay.
That has been corrected, and then the other thing that we're doing, and we put it on the report, and you'll see it actually later tonight. We're looking to contract with ASB Works,
right,
to help us improve the financial controls of the ASB.
Okay. Any other questions?
Nope.
Right. Well,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sproul.
Thank you. Have a great night.
You too.
Good night.
Likewise.
Norman? Okay, so do we have a motion to approve the financial report?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, item E2, first reading and waive second reading of revised board bylaw 9250, remuneration, reimbursement, and other benefits.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item E3, resolution approving the adjustment to the governing board member compensation in accordance with board bylaw 9250. So resolution, Mr. Contreras?
We still
Make a
need a
motion?
motion.
To approve.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call.
Roll call.
Roll call? Roll call, okay. So Mr. Contreras?
Yes.
Mr. Arellano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Mr. Calderon?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item E4, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Medic First to provide CPR, AED, and first aid training for the adult education students in the medical assistance clinical class at Robert F. Morales.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, motion passed. Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item 5, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Renaissance Learning for subscription to the MyOn Digital Library for students at Jefferson Elementary. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion. I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item 6, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and BMX Freestyler to provide students with a Kindness Week kickoff assembly at Jefferson Elementary.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll
I'll
second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Item number 7, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Kit Grit LLC to provide in-person family engagement trainings to parents from Mains Elementary School. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 8, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Blue Dot Education to provide professional development for teachers at Mains Elementary School.
Make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 9, agreement between the Calexico Unified School District and Concord LLC to teach fundamentals of music to students as part of the expanded learning program Sparks.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 10, agreement between the Calexico Unified School District and Girl Scouts San Diego to offer the Girl Scout leadership enrichment activities during the expanded learning program for the 2025-2026 school year. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 11, agreement between the Calexico Unified School District and Curriculum Associates for Magnetic Reading K second grade program professional learning at Blanche Charles Elementary School.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 12, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Precision Inspections Incorporation for Measure Q Site Improvement Project Increment 1.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 13, agreement between Calexico Unified School District and KEV Group Incorporation for the implementation of the ASB Works platform at the Calexico High School.
And comment, just as we heard now, this will help with the controlling of ASB then, funds, record keeping. Yeah. Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion passes 5.
Follow-up question on that then, now it passed.
Yes.
This is at the high school only though. Is there plans for the other school sites?
Sure de la Torre.
At this point, we're going to implement at the high school, and then we'll see how that translates and what improvements we see. But it's very promising. It'll really help us. One of the things that it will do for us, it'll help us. It has the potential to allow us to handle a lot less cash than we currently do, and help improve the sales that ASB does at the high school.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions or comments?
If I could just add to that really quick, last year we've been talking about how we could improve our ASB procedures, and especially with cash handling and payments and all that stuff. So we looked into this and looked into other school districts in other counties as well, and this platform stood out as one of the leading platforms with for ASB accounting and money processes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions or comments? So I believe it was a 5-0, right? Okay, motion passes 5-0. Number 14, amendment agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Foliet Software LLC for the library management system.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 15, notice of completion for the site preparation and installation of a greenhouse structure and related equipment at the Calexico High School.
Move for approval.
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 16, notice of completion for the procurement installation of the district-wide telecore clock paging management system.
Make a motion to approve.
I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 17, agreement between the Calexico Unified School District and Global CTI for the maintenance of the telecore system.
Make a motion to approve with comment.
I'll second that motion.
And just a quick comment, just again, from Mr. Pettis, for the staff. So what difference is this going to make for our district?
So we upgraded our telecom communication system at all of our school sites, K-12. So we have new speaker communication systems between the office, the classrooms, the bell system, internal, inside speakers and exterior speakers as well to make announcements, to make emergency announcements, to the bell system. And so part of this upgrade in our old system, it was hit and miss. It was very old, and it was starting to create a lot more problems, and coverage wasn't consistent throughout the schools and throughout the school district. So we upgraded last year with a brand new system, with our intercom system, and so we just previously approved the notice of completion of all the new upgrades, and this right here is to provide ongoing maintenance support to keep our and this serves as a communication a tool for our schools to communicate, tomorrow's back to school night, or have a great week, just to communicate anything over the intercom, but also for emergencies, earthquake, other type of emergencies that a school may have, and then also our regular bell system, lunch, recess, period to period, or whatnot. So
Thank you. Yeah, just want to have that stated, just the communication, the scheduling, the emergency, that this will support. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jimenez. And I just want to say, as a school principal, it's awesome having a system like this. So I'm glad we're bringing it here for approval. So I think we have a motion, right?
And a second.
And a second. So all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, 5-0. 18, rejection of claim Ashley Ortiz versus Calexico Unified School District.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. I second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 5-0. Motion passes. 19, quarterly report of Williams uniform complaint ending December 31st, 2025.
I'll make a motion for approval.
Is there
I'll
a second? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 5-0. Number 20, a resolution regarding accounting of developer fees for the fiscal year 2024-2025 pursuant to Government Code Sections 66001D and 6600B.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second it with the comment. This is our, the changes in our developer fees that.
No, this is an annual mandated report to the board just about our developer fees for the previous year. So it has nothing to, we're not approving any changes or with our developer fees. We're just reporting what our developers were for the 24-25 school
Okay,
year.
call the question.
Developer fees, yeah.
Okay, so we had a second? Yes? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion
Oh, it's
passes.
a resolution.
Resolution, yes. Mr. Contreras?
Yes.
Mr. Ariano?
Yes.
Mr. Castillo?
Yes.
Ms. Calderon?
Yes.
Mr. Viña, yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item 21, resolution and agreement between Calexico Unified School District and Me and Mine Incorporation authorizing a contract pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 2111 for a 3-year software site license for all elementary schools. Mr. Jimenez, can you give us a little bit more information on this?
Sure, absolutely. So we were fortunate to be one of the first pilot school districts in the state of California to partner with Me and Mine. This is a program that I brought to the board last year, and Me and Mine, and this is a research-based program out of Stanford University. We, working with Me and Mine, they actually provided us a whole year to pilot the program for free, just to see how it worked. One, it was for them to see how it worked, and the other part was also for us to see if this was something that we were interested in. Initially, Me and Mine was providing I think like a 3 or 4 month pilot program, and then we'd have to make a decision whether or not we wanted to keep it. But in discussions with Me and Mine, we felt that 3 or 4 months maybe wouldn't be enough one way or the other, to approve it or not, or support it or not support it. So Me and Mine was very gracious and says, well, why don't you pilot it for the entire year? So we've been doing that. We believe that it is having an impact. We believe that it is showing effective outcomes with our students. This is our TK 4th grade program. Our upper grade program is Impactor program which is 5th grade through 12th grade. And so this is part of what in Calexico we're doing with our SCL, right? Providing support, what we call the whole child, mind, body, and soul. I know that our wheelhouse is academics and reading, writing, and arithmetic, and college and career ready, but also understanding that if students are making good choices, if they're not understanding how to deal with their feelings, their emotions, their thoughts, that could get in the way of their learning, that could get in the way of their education. So we've seen, and it's not only Me and Mine, it's not only Impactor. Our staff has been doing an incredible job with PBIS practices, MTSS practices. All of our staff, our administrators, our teachers, our classified employees are all being supported of the socio-emotional aspect of the work that we do. But we're seeing a reduction in our suspensions, a reductions in our expulsions, a reductions, and by the thousands of office disciplinary referrals, students being pulled out of class, sent to the principal's office, if you will, right, the assistant principal's office, for a disciplinary referral. So we think that this is a key component of the overall systems that we've been putting in place to support our students that, when they become angry or they feel a certain way, how to respond, how to best react to something in a positive way, in a productive way. It talks about effort, tenacity, resiliency, right? It talks about just being a successful member of society and contributing to society in a meaningful way. It is a video platform program where kids interact, and in this program especially with me and mine, it's through animated video lessons that our kindergartners, or 4-year-olds, and 5-year-olds, and 6-year-olds are engaging with, and through these lessons, they're learning these attributes of life, right? Not just of school, but that we all implement ourselves in our adult lives, right? At work, at home, and in our community. So this is part of Calexico Unified School District's approach to the whole child education. We say the whole child, every day, right? Mind, body, and soul. That we got to nurture these three aspects of the human being, right? To achieve the highest level of success. So we're asking and recommending to continue this program now, and this would be for the we'll complete the 25-26 school year, and this would be for the 26-27 school year and the next 3 years beyond. I know that Miss Judy from Me and Mine is here. I told her that she probably wouldn't need to make a presentation, but she's also here if you want to drill down a little bit more. Yeah.
Well, I think your information was pretty good, Mr. Jimenez. I don't know about the rest of the board.
I'll make a motion for approval.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor
a
of resolution. Resolution. So Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Viña, yes. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you. Item number 22, resolution and agreement authorizing contract pursuant to Public Contract Code Section 2011-8 for the procurement of food services equipment to be delivered to and installed at Blanche Charles Elementary, Kennedy Gardens Elementary, Dual Elementary, Cesar Chavez Elementary, Rockwood Elementary, Enrique Camarena Junior High, and William Moreno Junior High.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
Go ahead.
I'll second.
Is there a comment, Mr. Castillo?
No.
No. Okay. So it's a motion, Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Viña, yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item 23, resolution and agreement authorizing contract pursuant to Public Contract Code Sections 10298 and 10299 to purchase certain roofing products and related services, equipment from Garden Company Incorporation.
Move for approval.
Second, Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
Mr. Viña, yes.
And comment on that, Mr. Jimenez.
Yes.
La Torre. Roofing material for, again, auto shop, high
Yes.
school, where we have that blue tarp over it
That's
that we've seen, a nice war. Okay.
Yes, that's exactly. We want to replace the blue
Much
tarp with
needed.
actual roofing material.
Yes.
So that's what this is for. Yeah.
Okay, so motion passed 5-0. Item 24, resolution regarding disposition of surplus asset and non-asset technological equipment at the district office IT department.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Mr. Contreras,
Yes.
Mr. Arellano,
Yes.
Mr. Castillo,
Yes.
Ms. Calderon,
Yes.
and Mr. Viña, yes. Motion passes 5-0. Item F, public comments, closed session?
No public
No,
comments.
no public comments?
Adjourn to go to closed session.
Adjourn to go to closed session.